Time with me, Iwan Roberts. I'm not co-presenting tonight. I'm presenting. I'm taking over the hot seat from Dan, who's recovering from his knee operation. He's doing well. We'll all be glad to know. We've got all our usual features. We'll quickly look back on Saturday's defeat at Coventry. We've got our Lardle coming up. We'll look forward to 3 consecutive home games here at the King Power, starting next Monday with second placed Ipswich. I'll take you globetrotting once again. I know Matty really looks forward to that. We've got our predictions. I know Tony Cottee, he's looking forward to that one. I think I've had a decent week, probably my best week of the season so far. We'll finish off with our Jenga when the four of us go head to head with a subject that I will get from the presenter. We'll have a look on the social media, see what the players were saying after that Coventry defeat. We'll look at Enzo Maresca with his third Manager of the Month award. Steffi Mavididi won the EFL Player of the Month for December. Join us, come along with lcfc.com. Have a look on Facebook and YouTube. Send us your thoughts and join in with the programme. And just want to introduce you to my 3 guests. I'm like a rose between 2 thorns here. To my right, Matty Elliott. How are you, Matty?
Good, mate. Good.
Tags to my left.
How you doing, Ewan?
Good weekend, Tags?
Steady.
Yeah.
Steady. I'm getting old now,
You're in safe hands.
I am, I know.
Or are you?
Be kind. Just be kind. I feel like imposter syndrome. I know what that is now. And Tony, how are you, mate? How are you, TC?
Evening, boys. Yeah, I'm all good, thanks, Ewan. I watched the game on Saturday. Obviously, watched Leicester play and didn't do an awful lot yesterday, apart from watching Ronnie O'Sullivan, one of my heroes, winning the snooker last night, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I'm all good. You're a little bit nervous, Ewan. A little bit nervous.
Yeah, must be.
Do you know what, Tony? I'm probably more nervous tonight than I was when I made my Leicester debut in '93 against 94 against Wolves. I think. To be fair, that day went okay. That day went.
We'll look after you, Ewan.
If this next album goes half as well, I'll be absolutely delighted, TC. I really will. Right. I mean, we haven't not done this too many times. I think it's only the 4th time this season that we've come in on a Monday night and spoken about a Leicester City defeat. And that's been a fantastic season up to now. It was always going to be a tough place to go. Coventry, I think, just one home defeat in their last 14 now after that win. Matt Robbins, I played with him here. I did my A licence with him at Aberystwyth. You could always sort of sense he was going to go on and do good things as a manager. Tags, you were there.
Mm-hmm. I was.
I mean, I was at Cardiff on Saturday. I got there just before 12:30, sat in my seat, had my iPad on, watched the game, and then had someone come and talk to me. And you just want someone to go away. I'm trying to watch the game, mate. I'm trying to watch the game. And I saw quite a big part of the game. Good atmosphere, Tags?
Yeah, great atmosphere. Leicester, as you would expect, the fans packed out that away end. I think they had the majority of that stand behind the goal there. And yeah, they were fantastic. And fair play to the Coventry fans as well. That's where I was in the gantry on Saturday. Behind the Coventry fans.
Because the normal press box is quite low down.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But this was too far away from my eyesight, that's to be fair. So I didn't, it was too far away for me to see clearly on a couple of incidents, let's put it like that way. But as far as watching the game unfold, then yeah, it was a good spot. And, I was getting a bit of stick from the Coventry fans as well. And we thought he was going to get a little bit tasty on a few occasions. But thankfully, a few of the stewards come in and came to the Coventry fans' rescue.
Oh, was it? Was it like that? Was it?
Well, no, nearly.
I bet Dunny, the commentator, was kicking himself.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, but yeah, no, it was all good in the end. So, obviously, apart from the result.
TC, I don't know if you saw the game, mate. I mean, a game that Leicester maybe on another day would have got a point from.
Yeah, I watched the game live, Ewan. So, yeah, it's always nice to sort of come on a Monday night and having seen the game live and you can give a proper comment on the actual match. And I think it's important before we start talking about, what went on at the weekend, just to remember how brilliant Leicester have been this season, what a great run they've been on in terms of, you said the manager of the month, etc., all those things that have been going well for the club. I just thought, personally, Ewan, it was a little bit of an off day for the boys. I know they got a goal ahead, but, Coventry sort of made it really, really tough for Leicester. I didn't feel they really got going. I don't know what Tags felt. He was live at the game. You always get a better feel at the game, but they seemed to take a while to get into their stride. It took about half an hour for them to create a chance. And, obviously when you go down to 10 men, we all know, we've all played the game. You know how tough it is when you go down to 10 men. So I think, the result obviously was a real disappointment. But, could they have got a point? I don't know. I mean, towards the end, Coventry were absolutely flying, and you could argue that they perhaps deserved to win the game. But I just felt, like I say, we're talking from a Leicester point of view. I thought it was a little bit of a flat performance at the weekend.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think they weren't at their best. That's and you get that from time to time. We spoke about it numerous times about making sure that you focus on your job, and teams will drop points, especially in that busy Christmas period, which was the case. And it was just one of those days. And then, normally you hear me talk about the two wide men and how influential they are and how important they are to the flow of the side. And I thought Steffi just couldn't quite get into his stride on Saturday. He's been unbelievable this season, let's face it. And Saturday was just a game where he came up against a good defender in Van Uwijk, you have to say. And the same on the other side where Fatawu came up against Bidwell, who had the two fullbacks for them were excellent, I thought, on Saturday. And then obviously you come to half time, Fatawu gets sent off, and then at half time, Mavididi gets brought off, and it just changes the whole dynamic of the game. But I thought in the second half, defensively, I thought the shape was magnificent for the most part. And then you're expecting Coventry to pile the pressure on, Leicester to concede ground and possession and everything else. But they looked really good. The shape looked really good. They weren't diving in too early. And then it's just a couple of lapses in concentration, or and slightly wrong decision making that cost Leicester, I thought, on Saturday.
It's only the second time this season that Leicester have conceded more than 2 goals in the game. Obviously, we conceded 3 in the cup at Anfield.
Anfield, yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The sending off 2 minutes into sort of injury time in that first half.
Well,
massive effect on the second half performance, mate.
And I don't know if I'm right in saying it's the first time Leicester had players sent off this.
Yeah, it's the first time I can remember.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it was interesting. I remember thinking, how are they going to deal with this? And I must admit, it caught me by surprise because it was almost like a double blow, really. I'd be interested in Maresca's thinking. Okay, he's trying to be solid, I suppose, first and foremost. But taking off, all of a sudden, you lost both your wide threats, haven't you? It sort of sends a signal to the opposition a little bit, doesn't it? And
what, you think he showed his hand a bit too early, maybe?
Well, I don't know. No, if that's how he wants to, go ahead with it.
Yeah.
That's the way he wants to deal with that sending off. Try and make them more secure. I suppose he thinks, well, for a man down, I can't have Mavididi, almost a bit of a luxury, maybe. I don't know. Although he does his work, doesn't he? But it's the way he wanted to go forward with it. But I think, as a Coventry player, I'd be happy. You've lost Fatawu and Mavididi. A lot of focus, as Gerry's just mentioned there, but the emphasis is on those wide players, and all of a sudden, neither of them's on the pitch. Right, they really fancy the task ahead, don't they? So, but again, I'm sure Maresca will have his reasons, which ultimately didn't work, did they? But I would agree with Gerry. I thought they were secure enough second half, and it was the first time for quite a long while that Leicester had to genuinely do a lot of defending over a long period of time. And I think they do that well. As Gerry says, they don't dive in. They don't make rash challenges too often for Fatawu aside. They go and make blocks rather than last. But they do. They come in with last ditch, if necessary. Vestergaard, Fass in and around the 6-yard box and what have you. But they're quite disciplined in their defending when they have to. And I was relatively confident of Leicester at least getting the job, as you mentioned, holding out for. Okay, Coventry You can't begrudge them the win in the end, but I thought, yeah, likely that maybe they'd score later on if I had to put money on it. I didn't see the 3-1 coming, though. That was a bit disappointing because they did shoulders slumped a little bit, didn't they? But listen, I'm with you. It's happened. It's going to happen at some stages throughout this long season. It's happened before a little bit. They've come unstuck. And relatively quick, they've reacted again and gone on another big run. And I pretty much, after, just see how the Ipswich game goes. But regardless of that, I expect them to go and do it again. So it's how they react. It was almost a little bit of a hangover from all their efforts at the Christmas period, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think about the performance in general. And also, I don't know if it's pure coincidence, Ewan, but it's been mentioned that every time Enzo Maresca's won Manager of the Month, Leicester lose the following game.
Don't go there, Gerry.
But you have to, don't
No,
you?
exactly.
It's a quirky start.
Strange but true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lost to Hull after this first one.
Yeah.
Leeds after this second one, and obviously the one on Saturday. I mean,
a lot of people, mention that, don't they? The curse of the award, as such. I'm not sure. I have heard it been said that they don't stack up, the stats in terms of losing, although everyone thinks they do. I might be wrong.
There'll be
on
a
that,
few managers who've won it who have gone on to win the game.
Yeah, there's plenty. It's just that it gets mentioned when they lose it. But in Enzo's case, he needs to buck that trend, doesn't he? Really.
I mean, you two, tackling was a massive part of your game. TC, is it fair to say it was a proper sort of centre forwards challenge, if you like? I remember one that springs to mind with yourself.
On Martin O'Neill.
But the one at Anfield where you really got a rush of blood to the head. And the red mist came down.
There's a few over the years, and don't worry about that. But I think, looking at the sending off, I think you could probably wind back 2 or 3 minutes, maybe to the penalty decision. And again, you're talking about tackling, Ewan. And I think as an ex-player, I think your first impressions really normally tell you everything. And when the penalty incident happened, I just thought it was a decent lunge from the defender. He got the ball first. Of course, he's followed through. Slow motion always makes it look a lot worse. And I actually personally didn't think it was a penalty. I was pleased that Leicester got it and Dewsbury Hall took it well. But I think what it did do, it did sort of anger Coventry a little bit. It rolled them a little bit, and a few little tackles, a few little nudges went in. And then all of a sudden, Fatawu's just responded. And again, first impressions, as soon as he made that lunge, in the current climate, and I emphasise the current climate, I'm thinking that's a red card. Straight away, you're thinking if the referee, Darren England's giving that as a penalty, he's definitely going to send him off. And yeah, of course, it was a forward lunge. And I'm not going to criticise him, Ewan. I've done lunges like that and in the past. And I'm sure you used to love the one as well, Ewan, when the fullback's just about to play it down the line and you leave your foot in late.
Get half a second late.
All that. I've seen you do that, so we're not going to judge too much on it. But as I say, I think it was a sending off. I didn't think it was a penalty, but I thought it was a sending off.
I've been in Abdul's position for Leicester. I remember a few years ago we had Derby at the baseball, and the week before the game, creatine had just crept into the game, but it wasn't the powder that you put in your drink; it was the capsules. Yeah, and you had to take 12 of these capsules. A day,
had to.
and to get the benefit. Anyway, about 15, 16 minutes into the game, remember Robin van der Laan there? The Dutch midfielder. He sort of pulled my shirt sort of towards the halfway line. I just completely lost my head. And I just turned around and I've just smashed him straight in the face. 15, 16 minutes gone, straight red. I couldn't argue. And that is the loneliest place ever when you've let yourself down, you let your teammates down. We had.
You're blaming it on the creatine.
Well, that's what I am blaming it on. But that dressing room is such a lonely place. I mean, fortunately for me, we went on to win the game. One real little Julian Joachim scored the winner for us. But I'm sure that his teammates would have gathered around him and sort of lifted him. Yeah. After that on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been brilliant for me for Tarwi defensively as well as attacking, and. Yes, he just got a little bit overzealous and maybe a little bit of frustration creeping in because he wasn't having as much joy against Bidwell as he has had against other fullbacks this season. And whether or not that frustration was, or that challenge was because of the frustration that he had, I don't know. But, I don't think he's a player that goes out to try and leave one on.
It was
No, it wasn't horrendous, was it?
No.
But it was. I agree with Tony. I think
Yeah.
the way the laws of the game are today, that's a red
It's a
pretty
harsh
much
one,
every
'cause
time. It was off the ground, and he's gone in a bit reckless.
Reckless.
It wasn't
Reckless.
malicious, but he could have done some damage in that tackle. The guy, who was it? Was it Bidwell?
Bidwell, yeah,
Wasn't it? His foot was just off the ground, which was pretty fortunate. It just flipped him up in the air a little bit, but if that was planted, there could have been big problems. And it was a little bit unnecessary, shall we say. Not malicious. I don't think he's that sort of player. But at the same time, the lads will get round him because you're in it together. But he does need a reminder about being disciplined, because ultimately, like it or not, it sounds a bit harsh, he's probably cost Leicester possibly 3 points.
Yeah, had we kept the 11 players on the pitch.
Yeah, you
would
fancy
have
Leicester to get
fancied us
something out of that, don't
you
you?
would. Yeah, you
Oh,
would.
it cost him a point, whatever. It made a huge difference in the game because of that rashness, and just temper it down a little bit.
I mean, let's talk about a positive. Keenan Dewsbury Hall's 9th goal of the season. A really well taken penalty,
Sweet.
to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, he won the penalty with that clumsy challenge from is it Ben Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at you, Tone. I thought you'd think centre forward. I thought you'd be claiming the penalty on that.
No, what I'm saying, Matt, is your first impressions, and I looked.
First impression, I didn't think anything either. I agree. Yeah.
No, exactly. And I'm looking at all the Leicester fans behind the goal, and normally all the fans go up in arms, don't oh, that's a penalty. And you watch the Leicester fans, hardly anyone's appealed. It was just one of them. But when you see the slow motion, I'm not saying it wasn't. I said my first impressions, Matt, I didn't think it was. But then when you see the replay, you see the follow through on his leg. And again, in the current climate, in our days, back in the 80s and the 90s, it was get on with it. But nowadays, they're going to give penalties for things like that. But first impressions, I didn't think it was anything.
No, I'd go along with that. But I think on reflection, on seeing the replay, I think his follow through was just that bit unnecessary.
It was high, wasn't it? It was high.
Yeah, and he's gone from, who was speaking in the studio about it on Saturday, but it wasn't a toe poke to get the ball away. He's lifted his studs up and he's intentionally tried to clip.
I mean, we've
Keenan there could have been nasty, but wasn't.
In this day and age, we've seen sort of players go in for that.
Good spot from the ref, by the way.
Really good spot.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
We've seen players go in for that type of challenge, win the ball, and the follow throughs caught the player high and been given red cards for that type of challenge.
That's what I mean. But sometimes it's unavoidable. But sometimes there is a little bit of, for want of a better word, false movement, and I think Thomas was guilty of that. He didn't have to. There was a little bit of that snap through the challenge, wasn't there?
Was there another penalty shot? Was there a handball?
You said that time.
Yeah, we didn't get a good.
Did it show
shot of
that on the
that
replay? Because we
replay.
didn't have any screens for the replays on Saturday.
No,
And then there was
lads in the studio were pretty adamant that it was an unnatural position or clear handball.
but
I didn't see it myself.
right. Okay, yeah. Well, I did it on the pitch, but
Yeah.
only for a second. I say I was miles away, and 3 or 4 of the players were like running away, remonstrating with the referee.
Yeah, stronger appeals than the
Strong-
first one.
Stronger appeals than the first one.
Mm,
And I thought maybe, has he not given it because he's given the first one?
yeah,
The ref.
possibly. Oh,
I was looking. That's our first defeat since the 11th of November. We lost to Middlesbrough.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the lads have put an incredible run
Yeah,
together.
Middlesbrough Leeds.
since-
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's nothing to get too perturbed about,
No.
is it? Too in a state of panic just yet. But listen, you can look at it. We'll go back to the penalty. So a great finish, by the way, wasn't
Good
it?
pen, cool
Yeah,
pen.
yeah,
'Cause
great
there was a lot of time, wasn't there?
Yeah, and the keeper was showing him that way. He's giving him a little bit of extra space on that left-hand side. And you think, which way do you go? And show some bottle there, Keenan, to go the narrower side, if you like. But tucked it away. Well, yeah, good run up, deceived the keeper. But, yeah, no, 4 defeats. They're pretty consistent, aren't they? I think, like you said, with a big game coming up on Monday, of course, but then after that, there's a sequence of games where Leicester, you'd imagine will pick up a fair amount of points. And also because the other teams directly behind all won on Saturday, and everyone's like, oh, what's happening? Southampton are on the charge, and you just look at the bigger picture. No guarantees, but nothing to get too
And
panicky about just yet.
You mentioned the 3 teams below Leicester. I mean, Ipswich had a good win on Saturday. That was their first win in 6.
6, yeah.
Leeds
there you go.
had a shocker of a December.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd lost 3 of their first 19 games. They lost 3 in December. I mean, Southampton on an incredible run of form. I think it's 20 games unbeaten now, if you include the one in the Cup. They're still 10 points behind Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester is still in. And I listened to a Dewsbury Hall interview after the game, and he said, and I think this is the way to look at it. I don't know about you lads. He wished they had a game. Leicester had a game sooner than a week tonight.
Yeah.
The
Get
Ipswich
out the
game was
system.
maybe 2 or 3 days down the line, so they could get it out of the system.
Yeah, although.
It depends what part of the pitch you play in for me.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Although they looked like on Saturday that they needed a little bit of a break, so I don't think it'll do them any harm myself.
Yeah.
But I know with Keane, in a mentality point of view, it's good to hear from Keane, isn't it? They want to get that one done and dusted and get back on track.
Yeah, I think this little break will do them good in the whole. I don't know if they've gone away for a few days as well. What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So just to regroup.
Hopefully not like our trips of old.
Well, I very much like that. What you mean when we were going training on the beach?
Yeah, if we went training.
If you went training on, yeah, absolutely. But no, I think it'll do them good in the long run.
A question for you two: 9 clean sheets this season, 3 away from home. Only 1 in the last 9 games away from home. How can they improve that?
Tone, over to you, mate.
Defend better.
Well, I think was it you, Matt, who said about concentration, or I think you mentioned that word, and you know, I think
I was talking to you before the show about it while he's presenting.
Yeah.
Concentrate.
Yeah, at least one of the goals come from a set piece as well, where they didn't really clear it. I know that's been their nemesis over the last couple of years. It's been a lot better this season, but I think sometimes it's just small things, isn't it? Even without being too picky, and I don't want to single him out too much because he's been fantastic this season. But I felt Fast could have maybe have done a little bit better defensively with that first goal. You know, he sort of seemed to just turn his back a little bit, or make it easier for the ball to almost, I don't know whether it went through his legs or past him or whatever. It just seemed to be a little bit too easy, and that's just little things sometimes. But, you know, it can happen, and particularly, as we know, when you go down to 10 men, it's tough, it's tiring. You have to concentrate more because they've got one extra man. You have to work harder as an individual and as a team. And, you know, sometimes you could just switch off for a split second. And in the Premier League, as we know, and in the Championship as well, if you switch off for a split second, there's good enough players to punish you. So I don't think too much to worry about. You know, clean sheets are great, but for me, you know, what would you rather? Would you rather have the clean sheets, or, you know, you want to win the games, don't you? You know, so all right, you might concede 1 or 2, but as long as you're winning the games, because winning the games breeds confidence and that. And yeah, of course, I think the lads, bearing in mind there's been so many games, I'm sure they would love to have played a game on, you know, sort of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, but it's not going to happen. They've got a little break. You just forget about the game. You know, the sending off changed the game. Whatever, we can sit here all night dissecting it, but as soon as that sending off happened, there was always going to be a different result for Leicester. You know, one of your best players comes off, as we've spoken about, and it changed the result.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's 4 defeats in 27 Championship games.
Yeah, that's what we look at, the bigger picture, isn't it?
Yeah. We've won 4 more games than any other side. It's done. It's a blip. Move on to the next one. Put that one to bed.
Yeah, I think it's worth sort of taking note, really, and just sort of marking there in the back of your mind, and not letting it happen again, because I think Tony's right, and Gerry mentioned it as well. There were a couple of lapses there defensively late on.
Yeah, you can forget about the third goal for me, because, you know, the clock's running down. But,
Yeah,
you know,
even then it was a bit slack.
and then in saying that, you know, Leicester had a couple of chances to equalise. You know, I think Tom Cannon had a shot, and
half chance.
Half chance,
on the
good
spin,
strike, great strike, good save from the keeper, and then Cottee went through.
Yeah.
Edge
First
of the
half.
box. Great first touch to get out of his feet and set himself up. And then you've got to make sure you hit the target. Unfortunately, he doesn't do that. And you think that's a good opportunity when you're down to 10 men, to get back on level terms.
Yeah.
And then soon after that, obviously the third goal goes in. But I think it's the first two goals. Okay, you can understand the first goal. You're 1-1, and then you're digging deep. You got to dig deep to get something out of the game, and unfortunately, it just didn't happen. But as we've already said, I'm sure it's just a bit of a blip, and these things happen in football from time to time.
Got a message on YouTube tags from Bubba.
From Bubba.
Bubba, I'm his mate now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
All right, cheers, Bubba.
Yeah.
Bubba.
He's a massive NFL fan.
Right.
Evening all. Congratulations to Iwan's Packers. Hope the Steelers follow. Hope my Steelers follow suit this evening. Also hope the Foxes come back strong next Monday. Cheers, Bubba. Thanks for watching, mate. Thanks for watching. Right. Now that's done.
Cheers, Bubba.
The Coventry postmortem. Yeah, postmortem's out the way. We're gonna have
Yeah, let's have enough of that.
We're gonna have our first Lurdle clue where we get 4 clues. A Leicester player from the past scoring a goal. Want to know who it is and who the opposition and where it was scored at.
Free kick taken short to Mahrez, who hangs it up to the back post where Maguire heads the ball on, and now it's picked up by Damari Gray.
Hit it again, Tags? I know Tags loves this part of it.
Free kick taken short to Mahrez, who hangs it up to the back post where Maguire heads the ball on, and now it's picked up by Damari Gray.
A few clues in there, isn't there? Few players. Oh, he loves it.
Pretending like he's got an inkling after one clue.
It's a cameraman doing the commentary.
And he didn't score the goal, did he?
No, but that's a clue. Because he normally only did home games.
Oh, that narrows it
Have you
down
got an idea at what?
to 172 options.
What year, Tags? Have you got an idea what
Yeah,
year?
2017, 18. I'd say.
Ooh, not bad.
I'm going to say.
But you've not got a name yet.
I've not got a name yet. No.
Do you see, I won't ask you, mate, because
He ain't got a game.
I know
never
you're
mind a
exactly
name.
like me. I know you're exactly
I'd
like
say with Harry Maguire, maybe 2017, 2018, I'm going, Ewan.
Yeah, but that's not much help when you consider there's 11 players on the pitch.
I'll give you a little.
38 games a
You've
season.
got the right season.
Right.
You've got the right season. I'll give you a little clue there. You've got the right season.
But there's a link. There's always a link around this time of year or the opposition or...
Have you had a look at the club's, I keep calling it Twitter, X account? See that? Oh, you always get a little snippet of a clue
Okay.
from that.
Okey-dokey.
Got to mention the Leicester ladies had a
Yes.
great win in the FA Cup over the weekend. Local derby
Yep.
against Derby. Comfortable win, 4-0. I'm not sure the draw for the next round's been done. And that will give them a real boost because they've found it a little bit tough in...
Started all right, didn't
Yeah,
it?
started up to 2 wins
right.
out of 2. I think 4 points for their next 8 games. So hopefully that good win against Derby and everything that beating your local rivals sort of brings, that will sort of kick them on in the next few weeks. Right, lads, three home games coming up.
Yep.
Ipswich, obviously, first and second. Only played them on Boxing Day. I did you a massive favour and went down
Yes.
the A140
Good
to
lad,
Portland
good
Road.
lad.
As I
It's
said,
there.
they had a really good win on Saturday, beat Sunderland, and then the cup game. Still don't know who will be the visitors here to the King Power, Hull or Birmingham. Played both twice already. Hull.
Is that played
What's
this
that?
week? Is that replay?
Yeah, I
played
think it's
this?
two. I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
tomorrow. So we'll find out tomorrow night
Oh, it's a little home tie, isn't
who
it?
the opposition will be, and then Swansea, who are under new management,
Yeah.
Luke Williams. So I think 3 good games. I mean, one standout game in, but we know what the lads have been like at home. I mean, defensively, rock solid. You know, we said about maybe the lack of sort of clean sheets away from home. Magnificent here. So especially that Ipswich game, like, first v second.
Yeah. That's a big game, isn't it? And
Nice one to win.
yeah, I don't think the lads will need too much picking up, for that one after the defeat to Coventry. They'll understand, how big it is, what's on the line, and I think they'll get themselves ready. For me, obviously, you're talking about conceding goals, and obviously, dare I say it again, defensive set pieces have been a bit of an issue.
Of late, haven't they?
Of late, yeah. So it's important, and I think they conceded from the second phase of a set piece, if I'm right, against
they've
Ipswich.
cleared it.
When they've cleared, it didn't clear properly. It didn't clear the lines, but they've got it out to the edge of the box, and then the shots came in, hasn't it? And
When
then
you-
take that unbelievable double deflection.
And when you think as well, had that shot not been deflected, Hermanson saves it comfortably.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
But that's football.
If that doesn't go in, that's 7 wins in December.
Yeah. So that's just a point of interest there. But yeah, you've got to say that the magnitude of the game, and I suppose the other game that springs to mind of that magnitude, that when Leicester did lose one of their 2 home games, was against Leeds.
Yeah.
It was on that Friday night game where they just couldn't. Again, a set piece, conceded from the set piece, and then Dewsbury Hall, that chance right at the end where the keeper's made an absolute worldly to keep it out of the goal. But I'm sure, hopefully, come Monday night, things will be a little bit different.
TC, I've got some stats here about Leicester's home form. They've won their last 5 in the league at the King Power, won 9 out of their last 10, won 11 from 13 at home. This place is a fortress for the football club.
Absolutely, Ewan. And the players have got to take that to their advantage. Really, I think at this stage of the season, with the FA Cup 4th round as well, again a home tie, so you've got the fans have got that to look forward to. They've got a game against Swansea, which you would expect Leicester to win. I'm not saying they've got a divine right, but you would expect them to win that game. But I think this is a real blockbuster, isn't it? It's a week tonight, and I think we're all looking forward to it. I think as a player, when the cameras roll into town and it's a live game on the television, etc. You want to put a show on for yourself, for your team, for your family, and for the fans as well. So Leicester won't need any geeing up. I know it's a little bit of a wait, waiting for this game to come round next week, but the lads will be right up for it. And when you're top of the league, you know that you want to pit your wits against the best other teams in the division. And a draw's not a bad result against Ipswich because they're behind. Obviously, what you don't want is an Ipswich victory, quite obviously. But a draw in these circumstances is not that bad a result. But I think Leicester have got enough. Ipswich, I know they had a good win against Sunderland, but they've had a bit of an up and down run over the Christmas New Year period. So I'm confident that Leicester have got enough. Try and get as many players fit and back available and in that squad as possible. And they've got nothing to fear. If anything, Ipswich should be the ones to fear it because they're coming to the KP. And as you just quite rightly reeled off all them stats, and they should be looking at it thinking, wow, this is going to be a tough place for us to get 3 points.
And Matty, Ipswich, they've been unbelievable at home at Portman Road.
Yeah.
And that's where they've got a decent away record, but they've only won 2 of their last 9 away games. So it will be a tough place for them to come to.
Without a doubt. I think I pretty much concur with everything Tony's saying there. So just going to, without repeating what he said, just take it as that. Other than,
am I nicking my notes?
I'll repeat them on my next answer. No, but I think but one thing to remember, I think Ipswich will approach it as. I don't think they'll be
sitting back and.
No, I don't think they'll be worried about the situation or hesitant. It is a big game. If Leicester go and win it, back to 10 points and back to square one. But I think this is probably the first time. I know they've been level with Leicester at times, but I don't think maybe a lot of people don't on the outside, but even themselves internally haven't up to now maybe genuinely believe that they can go the distance. Maybe, I don't know, I might be wrong on that, but that's just the impression I have. But now, it's a few games down the line, they've stumbled and stuttered over Christmas, but they're still within reaching distance. They win that game on Monday, down to 4 points, and then so it's a genuine opportunity for them, isn't it, to make a real impression.
Especially when you think their win on Saturday was their first in 6, and people are saying, the wheels have come off, sort of thing. Yeah,
exactly. It's bizarre that they're still within some sort of range of Leicester, considering Leicester's record, really. But, if they cut it down, so they're going to be looking at it going, boys, come on. This is almost do or die here, isn't it? A draw is
a defining game, would you say, Matt?
It could be. It could be to set them up for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Leicester win it. 10 points, you think, Leicester, the squad they've got, we've got no chance. They'll almost write it off. 4 points, they're snapping at your heels, and then it's a little bit of pressure. I still think ultimately, regardless of the result on Monday, Leicester will be okay. But you want to make it as comfortable as possible, don't you? So Leicester lads have got to be right up for it. That's for sure.
I mean, the last two games I've sort of seen at the Cardiff City Stadium, you were there for Leicester, and Leicester dominated the game. I was there for Leeds on Saturday, and you look at the three teams that have come down, right? Southampton, Leeds, and Leicester. I think it's impossible to compete with those three. That's why Ipswich deserves so much credit for staying in that race the way they've competed, won games. Their approach to the game is very similar to Leicester's.
Russell Martin had these critics, and we were among them.
Yeah.
When we saw, well, just generally the start of the season, but especially the Leicester-Southampton game, where it was, the defending was non-existent at times. To say the very least. And then, but then they've obviously tightened it up and adjusted, and they play a good football, but winning football as well. So, decent job from him, but it does give you that advantage without a doubt. Those three clubs, yeah. I
mean, 3 home games, you've got to take full advantage of that, which the lads have done 9 times out of 10 at the King Power this season. Right, our second clue for Lardle.
Gerry, that pen scribbling away. For no reason in particular.
Here we go, clue 2.
Free kick taken short to Mahrez, who hangs it up to the back post where Maguire heads the ball on, and now it's picked up by Demarai Gray. He finds Maguire. Maguire with a chance to cross here. He plays it to the feet of Diabate. Diabate onto his left foot. Finds Gray.
Don't say you was going to say Diabate.
Do you want it again, Tags?
No.
No?
No, well,
I think we're going to...
That's Tony.
I think we're going to play
it anyway, yeah.
Free kick taken short to Mahrez, who hangs it up to the back post where Maguire heads the ball on, and now it's picked up by Demarai Gray. He finds Maguire. Maguire with a chance to cross here. He plays it to the feet of Diabate. Diabate onto his left foot. Finds Gray.
Oh, you sort of jumped then as if you...
I thought he was going to play
a bit of inspiration from somewhere.
Some move, by the way, isn't
it?
Mahrez.
Have you?
He didn't feature that much, Diabate, did he?
Have you got any names that you want to throw out there? I would guess.
Okazaki.
Oh, it's good.
Is Okazaki's still there?
It's not right.
16.
It's not right.
He wasn't. He was gone then.
Was he?
Wasn't he?
Well, it can't be Jamie Vardy again, sure.
2 years after
it's not Jamie Vardy.
In the Premier.
It's not Jamie Vardy. I'll give you another clue. This person he only scored 3 league goals for the football club.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who scored the goal?
Yeah. And don't say the answer.
It could be.
Write it down if you've got it.
No.
I think he was a centre forward.
Centre forward?
Yeah.
3 goals as a centre forward.
3 in 36. Oh no, that's not right. That's right.
No?
Yeah, he scored 3 goals 3 league goals in 27 appearances.
Oh right, okay.
Right.
No.
We'll move on.
Slimani. Oh, you looked at me then.
No.
You looked at me then.
The Dragon
You're
Slayer.
Gone in
you're on
early.
the right line, maybe, but not Slimani, no.
No?
Right, globetrotting.
You don't want us to get the names this early anyway.
We're going to go globetrotting.
Come on in, let's go.
Right, a game in League 2. I mean, normally we go all over the world with globetrotting. Yeah. I'm going to take you...
Global interest, Grimsby.
Yeah, what's the ground called?
What's the what?
Ground called?
Blundell Park.
Good shout.
Blundell
Park. Grimsby 5, Notts County 5. Grimsby went 2-0 up, County brought it back to 2-2. Grimsby went 3-2 up, 3-all. 4-3 to Grimsby, 4-all. 5-4 to Notts County in the 92nd minute. And then Grimsby go and equalise in the 95th minute. And that's the second time in League 2 that they've had a 5-5 draw. Wrexham and Swindon had one earlier in the season. Just thinking, what's the highest sort of score game that you've sort of been involved in? I've been involved in a 4-4 at Bury when we were 4-1 down or 4-0 down after half an hour. I just wanted to go on. We dragged it back to 4-all. TC, what about yourself?
Well, I played in the famous 4-4, you and the Everton-Liverpool game, which was back in 1991. First game at Anfield, 0-0, the most boring game you've ever seen in your life, live on the television. And then we played the replay at Goodison. came on as a sub. We was 3-2 down. And then I scored last couple of minutes of normal time, went to 3-3. John Barnes scored again, 4-3. And then I scored another one, went to 4-4. And we won the second replay 1-0. So I can't think of any other 4-4 game I was involved in, Ewan. But I know one thing, if you talk to any of the Scousers and ask what was the best Merseyside derby over the last 50 years, nearly everyone says that 4-4 game.
Second replays. Right?
Second replays. I can't think of... I can think of one where I've played in a game and conceded a lot of goals.
You're on about the 6-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
I didn't play in that
I used that one last week as well.
Is that Man U?
Yeah.
Man U at Filbert Street. But as far as scoring a lot of goals and then conceding a lot of goals as well.
Yeah. To and throwing.
So yeah, that was it. That was 8 goals anyway. So that was an 8-goal game. Theo scored an absolute worldie, didn't he, that day as well? Theo Taggart.
Yeah, it looked rosy at some stage, didn't it?
Yeah.
They turned up the heat, didn't they?
Yeah.
I didn't play in that one.
No, I know.
What, you got to 5-2, you mean?
Yeah.
Looked a bit rosy. What about you, mate?
Not especially both teams scoring. I remember a couple of drubbings on occasion. Got a drubbing when I was at, this is quite a funny little quick one. Boxing Day, playing for Scunthorpe against York. Ice and snow everywhere, right? Christmas Day, I'm living like a man behaving badly with Graham Alexander, another lad at Scunthorpe, Jason White. So we're living there doing all the wrong things. Look out the window, thought it's got to be off. It's got to be off. So we had a little drink Christmas Day, didn't we? And then we had a little bit more to drink. So we had a little party for 3 in our little rented house. Just waiting for the phone call. Like no mobiles, we had a house call, but like surely going to call. Wakes up in the morning, ice, snow everywhere. Oh, where's the call? It hasn't come. Oh no, we woken up like that. Got on the bus. Goes to York, game's on. We're like, what are you on about? It's an ice rink anyway. The ref's playing it.
Were you hungover?
Yeah, I was quite heavily. Right. It was like an early kick-off as well. I think, oh, there we go. Lost 5-0. Right, I was marking Paul Barnes, Harvey Barnes' dad. He scored all 5. Barnes, he got 5. I got dragged off. Who was manager? Bill Green was our manager. Oh, West Ham, Tony. You might remember him.
Yeah, he was. Yes.
Yeah.
Matt, yeah.
Yeah, he's not sadly no longer with us, Bill. But yeah, he was no longer with Scunthorpe as well after that result for too long. But yeah, I had to.
Did you get dragged as well? Did you say?
I think no. I should have. I should have got dragged way before half time, but persevered.
Brilliant.
5-0. I still see Paul Barnes every now and then. Always reminds me.
We've got a guess for Lurdle.
Okay, a correct one.
No, I mean the name has already been mentioned, but Bubba's gone. Jamie Vardy against Spurs. Sorry, Bubba. Sorry, Bubba. Hey, Bubba, come on the Steelers tonight, mate. Come on the Steelers. Right, we've got another message. We can't find it at the minute. Let's have a look. From Gilly on Facebook. Maresca will prepare the lads for the Ipswich game. Come on, the Foxes. Yeah. Absolutely spot on, by the way. Absolutely spot on. Right, let's have our... Is it the last one? Last Lurdle clue?
No, 3. We've had 2, haven't we?
Yeah. We have 4.
I've got a name.
Anyway. I thought you said 4.
Oh, this is the third one.
Diabate onto his left foot. Finds Gray. Opportunity to deliver here. Gray back to Chilwell. Chilwell delivers with his left foot. It's in towards...
Play that again.
Diabate onto his left foot. Finds Gray. Opportunity to deliver here. Gray back to Chilwell. Chilwell delivers with his left foot. It's in towards...
There is one more clue tag, so...
Yeah, and that's when the ball goes in the back of the net.
And that's when the player gets named.
Yeah, and the player gets named, yeah.
Which is
but then we still need to know...
Who hasn't been named?
Yeah.
The opposition and what the stadium's called.
But you said 3 in 27. Ewan, yeah? 3 goals in 27 league appearances. And it's not Slimani.
No.
Is it Diabate?
It could be him.
Is it Diabate?
No.
Musa.
No.
Gazelle.
Oh, you're just throwing names at me now, lads. Come on.
Oh, Rashid Gazelle. Yeah, do you remember him?
Yeah.
Didn't even cross my mind. Could be. Well, then chuck it in then.
I did.
Oh.
I just did.
Not to you, and he didn't respond.
Go on, sorry.
Rashid Gazelle.
No. He was quite quick in, wasn't
he?
Very good. I didn't cut on the lot straight away. I'm on autopilot.
Went straight over your head, didn't it? Yeah, it went straight over your head.
Yeah.
Right, before we get into our Jenga, boys, give me the question.
The Lurdle's gone for now, yeah?
Now, we've got predictions as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
But before we get into the predictions, this is the question. Ahead of the 27-year anniversary tomorrow of Matt Elliott signing for Leicester, name any team from the Premier League season that he joined.
Right, that was in the Premier League the year that I joined.
So in that season.
Yeah. Is that our Jenga?
So, yeah, that's Jenga. Oh, you're good. Absolutely smashed it.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so ahead of the 27-year anniversary tomorrow of Matty Elliott signing for Leicester, name any team from the Premier League season that he joined. The 24 teams, yeah?
It's going to be short and sweet, even if we all do well, isn't it? Which is a bonus.
That's 20 teams.
There's
Sorry,
only 20 we
there's
can
20
have, yeah.
teams. There's 20 teams. Okay. So we got it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Are we doing it now?
No. We've got.
Are they giving us a bit of time to think about it?
We've got predictions. We've got predictions now. So let's.
They're being generous.
Let's have a look. I think I had a decent week. But I don't think I've got too many scores completely right, but the results.
Yeah. About time, mate.
I know. I'm having a
Struggling
stinker.
a bit,
Absolute stinker. Let's have a look at the first one.
Here we go. How did we do, Gerald?
So it's ended up Birmingham 2, Swansea 2. Birmingham scored with the last kick of the game. Dan got it right. Well done, Dan. Dan, up you recovering properly. I went for a 2-1 Birmingham win with Tony Mowbray in charge for the first time. Gerry, got the draw. TC went for the same as me.
No.
Went for the same as me. So I think that's Southampton 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Me and Dan, we all got it right. All went for the Sheffield Wednesday win. We all get a point.
I should get an extra point.
You were one goal away from.
Yeah,
I'm in agreement, Gerald.
And that was later on, that fourth goal.
Was it?
Yeah, sure it was.
So we all went for the game that I was at. Cardiff 0. They were lucky to get 0. Leeds 3. 3 of us went for an away win. TC 1-1 draw.
4.
I thought Cardiff might nick a goal at home. Obviously, they never. So that's a point for myself, Dan, and the combination of Tags and Matty. The Albion 4, Blackburn 1.
You're doing well, son. Doing well.
Blackburn are having a stinker, by the way.
Yeah.
I think they're 18th.
Yeah, dropped, haven't they?
Yeah, massively. I went for the 2-1 win.
Plummeted.
Tags and Matty went for the 3-1 win, and I think you should get another point for that.
Absolutely, unbelievable.
CC went for an away win.
I've had a nightmare.
And Dan went for. I think Dan has gone for 1-1 every single game.
What was Tone thinking, by the way? Was it Friday night about 10:30 you did this, Tone?
It was a late one, Matt. Yeah. Things on my mind, I think.
And the final one, it was a late game.
Oh, thanks. Everyone knew having a good week. Gerald's been wonderful.
Ipswich Town 2, Sunderland 1.
Mate, 7 points.
3 correct predictions. Is that 3 points for the correct answer?
Yeah.
I mean, I got it right. I went for the goal fest, didn't I? 3-2. I mean, I knew Ipswich would score a few. I know they can see it.
You get on about yourself.
I know, look at that.
Hey?
Batesy's still there, though, isn't he? Batesy's 60 points. 9 points behind, lads.
Oh, how's he that far ahead?
TC not far behind Matty and Gerry.
I thought we were doing all right.
I'm flagging. I am flagging.
Oh, we're doing well to catch Batesy, aren't we?
I thought I had a decent week with sort of 3.
Yeah, 7 points adrift.
I'm absolutely torrid. It's been a poor defence of my title from last year. It's been a poor defence. Right.
What year did you join, Matt?
97.
97. Right.
I didn't even think about that.
96-97 season, Matt.
It was that season, but yeah, I joined actually in January as a.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
so it's He's not even written any. Oh, see, so they're all there, aren't they?
I know, I'm all
you can see that scandalous. That is scandalous. Right, last clue, boys. Last Lurdle clue.
Oh.
You've chucked.
I've not got it.
I swear, you've chucked so many. You'll be kicking yourselves. You've chucked so many names at me. You will be kicking yourselves.
Well, it's 3 goals.
Yeah.
Diabate onto his left foot, finds Gray. Opportunity to deliver here. Gray back to Chilwell. Chilwell delivers with his left foot. It's in towards Iborra, and maybe that's the winning goal. It's a brilliant header from the Spaniard, steered into the bottom corner. Ryan rooted to the spot.
Midfielder.
And jubilant scenes behind the goal as Vicente Iborra gives Leicester City a 1-0 lead here.
So we've got the goal scorer. Tags has got the goal scorer. Oh no, you were giving that,
No.
weren't you?
No.
So who was it against? He only scored 3 league goals. That sort of narrows it down.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a clue. They're a team that have done extremely well in the Premier League in the last 2 seasons. Very, very well, in fact.
They got one against Stoke. Remember his goals.
I'm struggling here, mate, to be honest with you. I ain't got a clue.
Done very well.
Have a think. Have a think.
Who's doing well in the Premier League?
the-
Well, lots of teams that are doing well. In the
Well,
Premier.
yeah, but a team that maybe.
Unusually.
Yeah.
Aston Villa.
No.
Oh.
Right, have a think. We'll come back to it after if we. Oh, we're not going to start with Jenga because you're going to absolutely smash it. aren't you?
Oh, no, I won't.
Right,
No, I
so
won't.
we'll start with Jenga. I'm gonna go the other way this time.
Oh, we're coming back to.
So I'm gonna start with you, Matty, and then
Right.
we're gonna go clockwise. So
Okay, mate.
you to me, you to me.
Liverpool.
Manchester United.
Hang on, we've got to wait for the.
Oh, sorry.
That's it.
Is he get a ding or a?
Who's dinging us, Hell?
Matty went Liverpool.
Wake up, Hell. Oh, here we go.
I
Hold on, I
went
didn't hear that. What we had, Liverpool, Man U so far.
and Man U, yeah, and United.
Who's it? Tony.
No, you know,
Me.
Tags.
Me.
Good tags.
Arsenal.
Chelsea.
Me, yeah. Spurs.
West Ham.
Leeds.
Oh.
Good one. Newcastle.
Oh, could be. Oh, Tony.
I've got a good team then, tags, didn't they?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Aston Villa.
Gonna go Southampton.
You just killed me. Coventry.
Yeah, good shout.
Thinking outside the box, I'm going Wimbledon.
Oh, well done, Supertone. I just wrote that down. Everton. Just said that, Tone.
Yeah.
Who's it on?
Me. Middlesbrough.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Good one.
Tags.
That's a very good shout indeed.
Palace. Crystal Palace.
Oh,
Ooh.
you should have known that
Why?
because, well, you shouldn't.
Oh,
The clue
was that-
was they lost in the playoffs the year before to Leicester.
Yeah.
If you look back, but
Well, I'm struggling anyway.
TC.
Right. I think I'm right with this. I'm going to go Nottingham Forest.
Oh, great. That's a good pull, that, so.
sorry, so Leicester are one of them, so it's only 19. Right. Good deduction by me.
Well, you can say Leicester.
Or can you?
No, you can't.
Can you?
Well,
Yeah.
can't you? They're in the
I was
Premier.
going to say Leicester.
Yeah, the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. They're in it, aren't they? So,
Yeah.
or I didn't know if the question was other than. Sorry,
I'm gonna go.
that might have just won me at that. But I've got one more.
Have we got one more?
I'm gonna go Fulham.
Oh,
Oh,
No
Fulham.
chance.
no, not then.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 teams written down, Matt, and I've got to pick the right one.
Have you now?
And on the basis of Phillips and Quinn, I'm going to go Sunderland.
That's a very good shout.
Yeah.
That as well.
That's a very good shout. Well, I've got one banker,
Okay.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Mm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I remember because I scored against them.
right. Decisions. Choice of two. Right, I'm guessing now. I'm into guessing territory. I'm going Birmingham City.
Oh. You haven't got to get one of you because
No, I went first. didn't I?
started with you.
I'll go anyway.
Go on.
Norwich.
Were they?
Not definitely. No.
One of my other ones,
What?
Matt.
Yeah, I was thinking Robert
Derby as
Fleck.
well.
Charlton?
Derby.
Derby. could be right.
Blackburn. Blackburn and Derby.
Was Derby there, Ewan? Yeah.
Yeah, Derby. Did you have them down?
Yeah, they beat down.
TC.
Derby would have been there, wouldn't they? I won anyway.
First time for everything.
First
Well
time,
done, Matt.
I
exactly.
think it actually is.
Has he won?
Yeah. And to be
I
fair,
just don't.
so he should. He played against them all.
You don't always know when I win. It happens that often.
Was
Hey,
Matt here
Matt,
before
to be
you?
fair, I was
Yeah.
in Malaysia at the
Yeah,
time.
it was a bolt in it.
Yeah.
Malaysia.
Right.
How would I know?
You wouldn't know. So no, you did well to get rid of these two tones, get in the final, mate.
So we've got Ibora. Why have we picked Vicente?
Vincent, yeah,
Is it
boy.
Vincent or Vicente?
It was Vicente, wasn't it?
He will be 36 tomorrow.
He was
Right.
popular, wasn't he, with the fans?
yeah.
Come from Saffron
From
Lane,
Lane,
come from
yeah.
sunny Spain or something, wasn't it?
Came from sunny Spain to
And
live
lived in Saffron
on,
Lane.
to live on Saffron Lane. That's how the song went. Yeah.
Do you want me to give you the team he scored against?
Yeah. Go on. There's no one.
Oh, we're going to play one more time. See
Okay.
if he can pick up something from there.
Okay. Let's go. Today.
Come on in. Caught him off guard there, haven't you?
Come on, Elliot.
No, I got
Yeah.
I got the shout.
Ah,
Come on.
Liverpool.
Press a button next door. You can do it.
He's chomping on the. that
Diabate
foot-long
onto his
baguette.
left foot, finds Gray. Opportunity to deliver here. Gray back to Chilwell. Chilwell delivers with his left foot. It's in towards Ibora, and maybe that's the winning goal. It's a brilliant header from the Spaniard, steered into the bottom corner. Ryan rooted to the spot, and jubilant scenes behind the goal as Vicente Ibora gives
Right.
Leicester City a 1-0 lead here.
Jeez. You didn't hear that first time, did you?
No. Right.
Otherwise, you'd have got it straight away.
No, I didn't.
Is
hear
it Matt
that.
Ryan?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
What's the stadium called?
Amex. Goldstone
Goldstone
Ground.
The Withdean
The Web team. Yeah.
American Express.
Yeah.
Stadium.
Amex.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 36 tomorrow.
Right.
36 tomorrow.
Happy
Oh.
birthday, son. Happy
So, lads,
birthday.
big game tomorrow night. Obviously, Leicester not playing, but they'll have a keen eye on it, I'm sure. Next round of the Cup, Hull or Birmingham? Any preferences?
Not really. I
Yeah.
think the most you can hope for really is a home
Yeah.
tie. You've just come out with all the stats about Leicester's home record this season. So yeah, and they've got that. So I don't. Doesn't really matter who they get in this round. Who they get in this round. Who. So yeah, I think even a Premier League team, if they pulled a Premier League team out of the hat, they wouldn't have fancied coming here. So
I think you got, I don't know, probably past results. You
Yeah,
got Birmingham, aren't you?
Birmingham, yeah.
But Tony Mowbray gone in there. He's going to be looking to change things around. They got some lively individuals, Birmingham. It's not like it hasn't got anything to work with there, that's for sure. And Hull, decent outfit, aren't they?
Yeah.
They lost Friday, didn't they, to Norwich, which was a bit of
At
a
home
yeah,
as
shock
well.
result, to be fair.
Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised at that. And I
Yeah,
was looking at Birmingham. I think 20 of their 29 points have come at St Andrews, so away from home, they don't really.
Yeah.
And I think it
bring
gives Enzo a
Birmingham.
chance maybe to give opportunities to lads who've sort of been on the periphery of things, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you look at Millwall, there was a lot of changes there, wasn't there, to be fair? The game, and they coped, well, reasonably well, but early on, it was a little bit
We
sticky.
spoke about it, didn't we, with Watmore down that right-hand side.
Yeah, that was
looked
sticky
lively,
early
didn't it?
on, but it took a little bit of gelling, shall we say, or come to terms with things. But I thought Hamza Chowdhury sort of did that, recognised the role needs to be filled and that. So, but yeah, I think he will make changes, whatever, because the squad involvement, etc. But we'll have a look at the situation when it comes around, isn't it? Got Ipswich to deal with first.
Well, that Boys, it's flown like that.
There you
His
go.
debut in the I don't want to do it too
Beautiful,
often. Dan,
Well
get better
done,
soon,
Ewan.
mate. Get better
Well done,
soon,
mate.
please.
Well done, mate.
Cheers,
Brilliant.
TC. Thanks for your
He's
help.
going for a couple of pints now to relax himself.
Two boys. Tags. Matty, thank you very
Well
much.
done.
Pleasure, mate.
Everybody
Well
else,
done.
thank you for joining in
Pleasure,
at
mate.
home. And well, we'll see you next week because obviously we'll be here, but we'll be
We don't
preparing
know.
for.
After this shambles, you might not see us next week.
No, you'll be outside in the cold. Anyway, thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you next week.